Why am I not losing weight despite the fact that I'm eating well, eating the right diet, eating in a deficit, and I'm just not seeing the results? So what could be the reason? Why are so many people wondering why their efforts, so to speak, are not matching the weight loss results that they are hoping for? Well, there's some blunt truth to be told today, so that's what we're going to go into. I'm going to give you a common reason why I see individuals struggle with weight loss despite the fact that they're eating a good diet. Let's go. Hi, I'm Aleksa, sports dietitian and nutritionist. Welcome to my channel. Great to have you here. So we know the truth. Weight loss is a big industry. It's a very popular goal. Most people you know either have tried to lose weight, are currently trying to lose weight, or probably will try to lose weight at some stage, regardless if it's just a kilo or multiple. But then why is it that fat loss seems to be such a tricky thing for many people to achieve? More specifically, why is it that so many people feel like they're eating the right diet, they're doing the right things, they're being in a calorie deficit, doing all these things, but they're just not seeing the results that they're hoping for? Why could this be? Well, today, hopefully I can answer this question using a very common situation that I see time and time again that some individuals fall themselves into. It's a bit of a trap that they don't realize, and it's gonna stop your results because it comes down to the physiology, okay? It comes down to the mathematics, so to speak, of weight loss, you know what I mean? So yeah, let's get straight into it. Let's talk about it. And I'm going to use some visual tools as well to give you a very clear idea of what I'm talking about here. So without further ado, let class commence now. Okay, so somewhere on the screen, you're going to soon see a little image that I've created, a bit of an infographic to demonstrate basically what I'm trying to say. So in that infographic, you'll see exactly what's being said, but let's just go straight into it. So I want you to imagine yourself eating in a calorie deficit of 400 calories, so minus 400 calories from your maintenance. And remember, I wanna mention this first. Let's assume in all these situations that we are in actual fact eating in a calorie deficit, that we actually know our numbers, et cetera, et cetera. We gotta make some assumptions here. Because obviously sometimes people are not losing weight because they either have not calibrated their nutrition in the right way, they don't have the right strategies in place, or they're not targeting the right calories just yet. Or they're not just being, they're not accurately hitting those calories, okay? So let's assume that all those things are in place to make this point here. So imagine yourself from Monday to Friday, you are eating in a calorie deficit. Every day, you're minus 400 calories, okay? You're eating under 400 calories from your maintenance, therefore, you're eating per the plan, you're eating per what you need to be doing, right? And let's even assume that in this case, most of that food, if not all, is coming from your whole foods, okay? Not too many discretionary foods. So on paper, people would think, right? Well, most of the week, I'm eating well. I'm in a calorie deficit. I'm doing the right thing, but I'm not seeing the results that seem to have stalled or have not even occurred in the first place. Well, something's got to give, right? Now imagine Saturday and Sunday, you then let loose a little bit, you relax a little bit more because it's the weekend, okay? It's something I call the weekend paradigm. So you relax a little bit more, and let's say that on each of those days, you overdo your calories, you go above and beyond your maintenance calories by 1,000 calories per day. That's 2,000 calories right there that you've gone over or into a surplus, so to speak. So now see what happens at the bottom there on the image? It's now a weekly net balance of zero calorie deficit. Obviously, I've done exact math to equal zero. In real life, it's not going to be quite like that, but the point of it is to demonstrate that when you overeat on certain days and you're not consistent with your calorie deficit, or you're just not balancing the book, so to speak, in an effective way, what ends up happening is you basically eat yourself out of a deficit, as I like to tell clients. You negate any deficit you created during most of the week in those 2 days. I know this is a hypothetical situation. Could be other days you're doing it, could be more, could be one day you do it. The point of the matter is, just because you are in a calorie deficit, you're doing the right diet, you're eating healthy foods, does not necessarily mean that you will see weight loss results, because many people do, in fact, eat themselves out of calorie deficit by not being consistent with their calorie targets. Then you're probably thinking, Aleksa, so you're saying I can never have a little bit more relaxation? It's always going to be every day in a deficit? Well, yes and no. Yes, sure. If someone can do that, they've got a strategy in mind, they've got the support network in place, they're doing it in a healthy way, sure. But it's also okay to have a little bit of relaxation. But it's about knowing your numbers. It's about balancing the books, knowing that you can't go too far over, or if you do, you have to know that what to expect. So you don't discourage yourself by saying, oh, I'm not seeing weight loss the last 2 weeks when you've had like 4 or 5 parties. That's the kind of thing that we're talking about here. It's not about perfection. And even though it is about consistency, it's not just about consistency. It's about awareness, okay? Awareness about what is happening, what can you expect, and how the maths, so to speak, of fat loss actually works. So you don't discourage yourself and can actually be more proactive rather than reactive to what is actually happening to you. So there you go. That's kind of what I want to share with you today is it's not just about being in a calorie deficit here and there. You still have to be in a net calorie deficit on average consistently to see the weight loss results that you are hoping for. And hopefully now you can see that just because you're eating healthy foods and just because you're overall eating per the plan does not necessarily mean that a given week will result in a weight loss or given 2 weeks or given month. So go and audit your situation, see what's actually going on, see if this is what's potentially bottlenecking your results. And of course, as always, if you feel like you need help with this, then consider applying for coaching, okay? Reach out to me, let's have a chat, let's make sure we're a good fit to work together and see if a dietitian can be that difference maker in your situation. Because remember, as I say, you don't get brownie points doing it alone. So if you feel like you need a dietitian in your corner, I'm here to help. So let's have a chat, see if you're a good fit, let you know what I can do for you, and go from there. Details all in the show notes below. You can reach out to me by email or whatever's easiest for you. Just reach out, let's have a chat, go from there. As always, hit that like button if this video has been helpful, if it's kind of uncovered a blunt truth that maybe you needed to hear. Give it a like, show it some love. And as always, until next time, hope you stay safe, stay classy as always. See you later.